Lag problems on FIFA 20. Lag problems on FIFA 21. Things don't change, do they? EA Sports still puts us through the same exact nonsense year in, year out, guys. Today I'll be explaining to you the FIFA 21 servers, how do they work, and obviously the little steps that you can do to get your servers to work for you. Guys, let's get into it. So guys, I've been doing some extensive research on this matter, and guys, if you want to check more videos out on this channel, make sure to click subscribe, make sure to click like. I will not bother you guys about it again, but I really appreciate it because it really helps this channel to grow. We're trying to make something big here, trying to really grow as a channel and as a community, and obviously at the same time, guys, I want to bring out more kind of things like this to you, if you get what I mean, because I think it is the best way to kind of get to know you guys, bring out videos where we talk about the problems in the game and really how can we improve them. So EA Sports, let's get into it, guys. EA Sports released pitch notes last year. You should be seeing them on your screen, where they talked about the game data centers. That's how they refer to them, right? So they refer to them as game data centers. And they said how you can read about our investigations to do with connection issues, blah blah blah, the kind of classic stuff they have to say, really corporate stuff. They're constantly saying they're reviewing data and obviously how to improve. So what is a FIFA 20 game data center, right? So they explain it, guys. So I'm trying to explain it to you. I'm gonna, because they use a lot of this big language to kind of throw us off. So I'm gonna try and explain it to you in the best way I can, so that you know how they actually maneuver around this whole server thing. So basically, it's like a location. So basically, it's a location, the server. And it helps basically with operating the online gameplay. It's as simple as, really. How servers work. They're literally there to help you obviously have a good connection, hopefully, towards your against your opponent, and then so you can compete and all the other kind of stuff. So it's used obviously in every single online mode. Every game has this when they have matchmaking, online matchmaking, and it's not a surprise that obviously EA Sports needs that. But now, why do they use game data centers is interesting, right? So game data centers work a bit differently, guys. How they explain it, let me read it for you first. Game data centers are used so that someone else's connection should not impact your own gameplay experience. This is because you are not leveraging a direct connection to another player to facilitate the match. So the whole point of it, guys, is when you play a mode, the way you do that, so for example friendlies, it doesn't use the same game data centers. It's basically you playing against, let's say you face your friend on Ultimate Team, right? You're not going to actually be playing on EA servers, you're playing against each other. So if he's right now in Russia for some reason, and he's trying to obviously play you, it's not going to be the same. It's just not going to work because of how far the distance is between you two, because both of you are trying to work from your own internet. And obviously, since his internet might be worse, or maybe even your one's worse, it will affect, both of your gameplays. Unfairly, obviously, because it means the person with the worst connection is going to suffer the most. The whole point of a game data center is that the connection is found in a spot where both of you have a good enough, reasonable connection so that both of you can have a good game. Now, we know in realistic terms this is not how it works, right? We know how it looks, right? We have that little red bar at the top suddenly appearing and foot champs and all that, and it's like, does that really work? Because sometimes it feels like the opponent is not going through anything, in comparison. So, as they're saying, when you play peer-to-peer matches, like I said, your connection is only as good as your opponent's. So therefore, they don't want that, so they want it to be that someone connects to the same spot. So they apparently decide this using advisors and all this other nonsense. I just think they're chatting the most when it comes to that, because they're constantly talking about, obviously, we place these game data centers based on what our advisors tell us and based on what experts would say and all that. But guys, come on, we know the game is not perfect, is it? The servers have been a problem since like FIFA 20, since FIFA 12. That's what I mean, FIFA 12. It's been absolutely dreadful. It feels like they don't fix it. So guys, let's have a look, right? So this was the article which announced the extra new places where they've got the game data centers. So let's have a look at some of the locations, especially in Europe, because obviously we know that there's more being added all the time around the world. So, you know, we have Paris, Amsterdam, Frankfurt, Dublin, Stockholm, London, Milan, Madrid. London, Milan, Madrid was added for the FIFA 21 series. And I have to be honest, at the start, you know, because I'm in London, it felt like it did feel a lot better. I'll be honest with you, it did feel a lot better. But now it feels like they've completely messed it up and turned it off. They're like, haha, no more, mate. You're not going to have any more connection with us. So that's how it feels. That's how it feels, and I'll be honest with you, comment down below what your experience is. You know, if you live in any of these cities, you live in any of these countries where they do have game data centers, let me know. In Asia, we have one in Manama, Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Mumbai, Dubai. I can't speak, obviously, for Asia, but we know how big Asia is and how, you know, we have an issue right now with how they're trying to connect players from Israel, obviously, to Europe. That's not really fair on them. That's not fair on us. That's not fair on anyone. And I feel like if they had experts, they would obviously sort this out. The distances look pretty significant to me. In Oceania, obviously, we only have Sydney. In North America, though, Portland, Washington, Columbus, Dallas, which was new, and Mexico City. I'm pretty sure they've added one in Miami now as well, if I'm correct. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure Miami was one added as well. But this was around the start of FIFA 21, and obviously they're adding a lot more to North America. We know how big North America is, right? So this could be problematic if you live in Mexico or somewhere else. Let me know. I mean, I have some people watching from Mexico, so get involved in the comments. Share your experience with everyone, guys. Sao Paulo in South America, that is a big problem. I mean, one server. I remember someone saying that connecting Sao Paulo, let's say, to America would be near impossible, right? Because of how the distance is. So I think that's why they said, oh, we'll build a Miami one to connect it. But I mean, come on, it's still closer to USA than Brazil. And in Africa, we obviously only have Johannesburg because they only care about South Africa, apparently. So this is the thing, right? Explaining how it works, guys. I don't obviously want to make this too long for you, but you know, you kind of came in for a long video. But listen, guys, so how did they connect using game data centers? So basically, the reason why we have ping, from what I understand, so please, anyone that is like a technical expert or anyone that knows anything about these kind of things, because they work in this field, let me know down in the comments below if I'm getting this wrong, right? So basically, what they're trying to do is kind of send your signal around and find the perfect server which pings it the quickest back to you. Right? Then they compare it to the opponent. Obviously, this is done within literally milliseconds, guys. That's why you find games so quickly, right? This is not, you know, it sounds long, but we know how quick these things work nowadays because of technology. Then the opponent does the same, and then you find the mid ground, basically, between you two to have the best ping possible. So obviously, if I'm in like London and a guy is in Manchester and I'm facing him, obviously we'll probably connect to London servers if they're open, because I don't think they are. But yeah, that's how it feels. So this doesn't have to be the nearest to you in the moment because of how far away. So this is the problem, guys. What I'm trying to understand here is, if I'm facing someone from, let's say, I don't know, Siberia, because that's how it feels sometimes. So I'm facing someone from Siberia, right? Where are they going to connect me? Because they have no servers close to them, right? It's all around Central Europe and Western Europe. So it's like, where do they connect you at that point? Do you get what I mean? Because if I get London, then cool, but my opponent's going to be affected by it. You know, if I get Frankfurt, I'm going to be affected by it because I'm having to travel across the canal. So, you know, it feels like this. I get the point they're trying to make. They're trying to say, oh, look, we're going to make it the best for both of you. But let's be honest, it's not going to be like that. So yeah, they can send it anywhere else. Internet issues can impact this, obviously, like they said. We know that, obviously. Internet issues are always going to be a problem. We're going to talk about how you can improve yours. Yeah, and I mean, they're saying that, look, they're a big vendor and all this. They sometimes can't handle the network traffic, providing security, stability, blah, 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 blah. So they're chatting again. And, you know, I'll be honest with you. When I think about EA servers and I think about what EA does, I feel like they're doing nothing. You know, when I look at Vancouver right now and I think to myself, what are they actually doing to try and improve the game? I think they're doing nothing. They're still watching the soccer games. They're still watching the MLS games and thinking that's the best sort of football they can have. And look, you know, no disrespect to MLS, right? But they're dealing with it wrong. Everything that's going on, they're dealing with it wrong. And I think not just to do with gameplay, but also with the servers, connectivity issues, you know, telling us to restart our router because that's going to work. And, you know, guys, let's get into some actual things that might actually help you, or it might even help you determine how to improve it basically. So let's have a look. So here's the first page where you can check out your your connection and everything else. And this is the official EA site. They released this. This is kind of like in the beta kind of mode, but it still supposedly works. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one, guys, with this. So I'm going to explain it to you how it works and how you can obviously check it out. I would make sure check out the link down below. The link down below will be straight to this, and so you can check, how your game connection has been according to EA. Remember, according to EA. Apparently my one has been 97 out of 100, which is obviously good. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's great. In fact, it's nearly 100. Packet loss is one of the things. As you can see, packet loss is the measurement of the number of packets of game data that failed to successfully make the round trip from a console or PC. So my one's very good. 0.2% is very, very small. Let's be honest, it's very, 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 very small. Network type, Ethernet, because obviously I have a wide connection. Jitter is something I've never heard of before. It's the measure of the changes to your ping values. So you are experiencing jitter if it constantly changes. So apparently I have 1.38 ms jitter, which is very small, guys, because if think about it, if I have like 12 ping, yeah, which is my average here, the highest it ever goes to is around 13 point 96, 92, right? 94, 92, 92. So that's the highest it would go to. Do you get what I mean? So that kind of jitter is okay, if you get what I mean. So these things are all saying that I'm very, very good. Obviously it gets my location wrong, but we won't talk about that. So this is what you can see. Then your current ISP's connection score, and we'll go on to that in a second, guys. And then highest ISP connection score in my area. Someone has 10.32 ms, 0.05 ms. I mean, come on, man, who is that? They must live next to the servers. So you can see, you can click on your ISP connection score, and this is it. Yeah, you can see it. Look, February 8th, 10th, 11th, all the way through. So it's quite interesting, and then obviously go on to your match history, because they take it from your matches, guys. Highest ping match, look at this is quite interesting, guys. Highest ping match, 73. My god. Highest jitter match, 53. I mean, this just shows you, they can't even get your data from every single match you play. It's impossible, right? As you can see, that's 73 for some weird reason. So apparently they use all of this internet connection data to kind of improve the game. And, well, I don't know how much they actually use this, but look, you can see all the different internets, obviously, and how they differ with my one. And obviously you can check how we calculate your score and all that kind of stuff, guys. They're based on usually your last 7 days of games. That's why you connect your EA account to it. I think this is an interesting feature if they use this correctly. They probably won't, like we've talked about. They probably won't. But guys, look, this is one of the features you can use. And now I'm going to go on to show you the second one. Yes, guys, so here we are, speedtest.net. I'm going to put that link in the description below as well. I'm obviously not going to show you my actual IP address. But basically, as you can see, it just shows you your ping, which is very good for me. Download, which is going to be well, it's going to do in a second, and then upload. I don't really have a good download and upload, but my ping's very good, and you guys can obviously check this to kind of compare connection to others and stuff like that, guys. It's usually very safe. A lot of people use this. So yeah, this is the way to go with it, guys. It's still trying to calculate my upload. But there we go, guys. There's my upload. And, I mean, this is just a very basic one. And then you can obviously check how that kind of compares to other people in your area and stuff like that. And this is the second test. And, comparing that to FIFA, look at that. 3 ping here, 12 ping on FIFA. I mean, are the servers really in London is the question, guys. Are the servers in London? But let's get into how you can improve your own connection. Yes, guys, so EA's added some new features this year, For one, you can report now online connection. You can now report it. It's a pretty simple feature, guys. You pause, you click Y, simple. It apparently reports it to them, which means they probably throw it in the bin and they don't care about it because you're complaining about the game. But the fact is, maybe 1 or 2 people there care, so make sure to do that every single time you have a bad game. You can do it after the game as well, so do not worry about that. At the same time, guys, I'm going to be honest with you, you can also do some extra stuff. You can, change the settings. You can have, instead of the connection indicator, the little bar that shows red or orange or whatever. Instead of that, you can also have a ping indicator, so you can see the ping. Now they've also added your controller input. You have 2 decisions. You either have, 3 decisions. You either have none, or you add a controller which shows you pressing buttons, or the controller which shows when they receive that information and they process it through. It's quite interesting looking at this, because I've seen a lot of games where I've pressed B and it doesn't register my B. Well, it does register on my controller, but it doesn't register to them. And you know, you have to report these kind of things to kind of get EA to actually do something maybe in the future, because they're a mess. Let's be honest, they're an absolute mess, and they need any help they can get, really. So guys, yeah, that's what you can do. Obviously, guys, let's be honest. Try and play at nighttime. That's another great tip. Just play at nighttime. It's always better. There's less people on. Servers are less likely to, you know, overheat or whatever they do. And then the biggest one is, obviously, guys, do not play around the content time. So in UK we have 6 PM. Don't play from 4 to 8 PM then, because around those 2 hours before and after, the game is an absolute mess. So try and avoid that, and you should be okay, really. I think, you know, in the long term, guys, it's not going to fix it. You know, I can't tell you exactly how you can make it no lag, no delay, right? Because it's not up to me, it's up to the EA servers. But I hope you guys enjoyed that at least a bit, and I hope you guys got some extra information you never had before when it comes to the servers. Make sure to comment down below if you are interested in finding out more. Maybe we should talk about other topics to do with EA. Make sure to comment that down below as well. Let's talk about those topics. And obviously, if there are any experts, please reach out to me. It will help as well, videos, and you're always going to get a shout out and all that other kind of stuff, guys. I also have a giveaway, so make sure to get involved in that, guys, and make sure to subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Turn on post notifications to never miss out on any more content. And as always, guys, until next time, peace.